Today, we're looking at something, well, something I've never seen before. It's a CV, a resume, but it's also a math puzzle. Someone took all their life achievements and turned them into this single, kind of cryptic formula. It's so fascinating, so intricate, and you know what? We're going to break it down and decode it together. So our journey kicks off with this really formal, almost grand introduction from the author himself. He writes, "Being mathematics and astronomy, Akash Dhawan presents to you the Avengers ratio." I mean, come on. Right away, you just know this isn't going to be your typical CV. It's got this super specific, intellectual, and confident tone. And that intro, it throws us right into the central riddle here. Seriously, what do academic exams, major math competitions, and the Avengers have in common? It sounds totally random, right? Like an impossible mix. But the answer is apparently hidden inside this Avengers ratio. And get this, the document never actually says why it's named after the superhero team, which just makes it even more intriguing. I think by the end, though, we might have a pretty good guess. So let's get into it. Let's solve this thing. Okay, first things first, we gotta get to the heart of this whole mystery. Let's pull up the core formula and see what we're dealing with.
All right, here it is, the formula itself. And I know, at first glance, it looks pretty intimidating, doesn't it? You've got this big fraction, it's multiplied by 100, and there are all these really specific numbers plugged in. But hey, don't worry, the document itself gives us all the clues we need to figure it out. So let's just take it one piece at a time.
You know, the first rule of solving any kind of puzzle is to figure out what you already know. So let's start there. Let's see which parts of this equation we can nail down right away. Okay, and check this out. This is where the fog really starts to clear, and fast. The author just straight up tells us what three of these numbers are. That 91.6? Yep, that's his score from the Class 10 boards. The 85.2? Class 12 boards. And the 86.9 is his post-grad score in mechanical engineering. So all of a sudden, this totally abstract equation is grounded in real-life, tangible academic achievements. Pretty cool, right? So we've got our inputs now. They're all academic scores. Simple enough. But what about the answer, the result of the whole thing? The equation equals 276. Just 276. What on earth is that? Where does that number come from? It's the last piece of this first puzzle, and it's a big one. And that question? Well, that leads us straight to the key that unlocks this whole thing. This is it. This is the aha moment we've been waiting for. And there it is, the big reveal, 276. It's not random at all. It's a value that comes from his ranks in the Regional Mathematical Olympiad, which is a huge deal, by the way. And get this, that also happened to be his graduation entrance exam score. It's just this brilliant, elegant piece of mathematical self-reference. He's tying his school performance directly to his competitive success. Wow. You know, the author sums it up perfectly himself. He just says, so everything is interconnected on the CV. And it really is. His scores aren't just a list of facts anymore. They are mathematically locked together with his other achievements in this completely self-contained, elegant little system. But just when you think, okay, cool, we cracked it, you find out there's another layer to this thing. The Avengers ratio? Turns out it's not the final answer. It's actually just one piece of an even bigger equation. Yeah, this next part is what the author calls the BEV 1.0 equation. And trust me, it takes this whole idea of everything is interconnected to a completely new level. Okay, just look at this. The CGPA for his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, it's calculated using the very same Avengers ratio we just spent all that time decoding. So that number, 276, becomes a brand new input for another formula. And this time it involves pi and e. The whole system just keeps folding back in on itself. It's incredible. So let's just run through that whole thing one more time because it is so elegant. Step 1, you take his academic scores, high school, postgrad, all of that. Step 2, you plug them into the formula and it spits out the Avengers ratio, 276, which we now know is tied to his math Olympiad rank. And then step 3, you take that number, 276, and use it to calculate his final bachelor's degree CGPA. It's basically a complete mathematical biography, all in 3 steps. Honestly, this whole thing feels less like a CV and more like a mathematical self-portrait, you know? And to top it all off, the author throws in one last, wonderfully quirky detail that just perfectly captures the spirit of this whole thing.
He mentions, almost as an aside, that he played a chess game against someone whose CGPA was calculated by a part of his own formula. And the result of the game? A draw. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It feels like this perfect little moment of mathematical poetry. It's just a delightful, almost playful little anecdote that shows you how deep this kind of unique worldview goes for him. So what are we supposed to make of all this? It's a fascinating document for sure, and it leaves us with this big question to chew on, right? Is this, like, the future of the CV, a world where we represent ourselves with these elegant, interconnected data points? Or is it something more personal, more artistic, a completely unique language that one person built just to tell his own story? And as for that name, Avengers Ratio, maybe it's a nod to a team of unique individuals, all coming together to solve some impossible problem. Kind of like how all these different numbers and achievements assemble to create one single unified result. The answer, just like the ratio itself, is beautifully complex.